Good morning, this is the Eager Beaver Show.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and the Pepper Master, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
And hello, kids, and welcome to Season 3 and episode number 273 of the Daily Beaver Morning Show here on the Crier Media Network. Today, recording day is Thursday, yes, December 14th, 2023, and I have no idea what kind of day it's going to be here at the Beaver Lodge because I am in the other room in the lodge today doing the show because for some reason today the microphone would not pick up on the other computer. Don't know why. Worked yesterday, wouldn't work today. Who knows? So pardon the late start. I thought Douglas was naked. No. Nope. I just dressed down for the day. I'm your host, the Eager Beaver, pronouns he, him, hey, Mr. Beaver A. And with me as always is my good friend, Mr. Grizzly. Again, looking fine. I actually am looking severely underdressed. Thought I was going to show a little gun show today, but Mr. Grizzly, oh boy. We have I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm guessing we have a nibble for you. We haven't had time to talk because we're figuring out the audio issues. So I don't know how much time we actually have today.
Very limited. I have a hard exit at 7:45. No questions. Like literally, I got to be out the door at 7:45. I have a big.
Okay, so we will not be able to do the show we had planned.
I got a clip or two lined up, but yeah, sometimes plans go out the window when other mitigating circumstances in your life decide, no, you're not doing that today.
Yeah, so we probably will not do the thing I had planned today. I've got something else then. A big thank you goes to our podcast founding sponsors, the Pepper Master, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yes. Let's ask Mr. Grizzly, how's your mental health doing today, sir?
Well, if I'm being completely honest, I'm definitely experiencing. I'm extremely tired. I didn't get home from work till 9:45 last night. I had a very long day, and a lot of technology did not cooperate for me at work, which creates a headache when you have the entire board of directors there. Not my fault. The technology and lots of people can back up that no, it was nothing I did. It was a software update that threw everything out the window. So, we got 24 board members in a room, and then people from other parts of the country and around the world are connected to this meeting, and then all of a sudden we lose video feed.
Oh my word.
The camera in the room for the clients stopped working, just wouldn't work. And so I was able to remedy that, but then we lost the gallery feed, so we couldn't see anybody, but we could hear them. So at lunch at 1:30, when they decided to take a lunch break, we tried to reset everything. And when it came back, we had no camera whatsoever. I have 3 cameras in the room, and I have a controller, a joystick control. No, none of that worked. None of that worked at all. Oh, and then we got the audio back, except we didn't have audio from the gallery, which we could no longer see. So then we got the gallery back, but we couldn't hear them. So yeah. So we moved them to another space and then spent hours trying to get it remedied. So yeah. That was my day.
Oh my word.
And then this computer
Jeez.
crashed 3 times on me this morning, or twice this morning. I had to reboot it twice before I could even log in. And then your microphone. So all the technology in both my professional, my personal, and my side hustle, nothing's working.
Yay!
So my mental health isn't good because my fuse is very short for technology. I don't get upset with people. Well, for the most part, unless they're like horrible occupying truckers who want to come and annoy the shit out of me. But when people make mistakes, I do not get upset at that. If you do something intentionally to harm somebody, I'm going to get upset at it. But a person makes a mistake, it happens, right? But when technology that I've paid thousands of dollars for doesn't work.
Yes, yeah, I hear you totally. And yes, Miss Sadeka, indeed, Fabio is on the show today. I know that sometimes the kids like it when I wear my hair down, so I did. And that's actually why I decided not to wear a dark shirt, because that was the only thing I could find so that you could see it. So hence the guns. All right. Because originally we were going to do, you may have seen clips going around the web of the Prime Minister's Christmas holiday gathering to the Liberal caucus, in which it seems that there might be a slight return to sunny ways. I got some 2015 vibes all over there, and I want to bring you some segments from that, but we don't have time today because we only have about 20 or so minutes left. So instead, I'm going to talk a little bit about housing and the dental plan because I was able to get more information about that. Because remember when we were talking the other day, you said, well, why are they starting with 87? And I got a little more information about that. So the applications for the dental plan sort of remember when it was the COVID vaccinations, right?
Mm-hmm.
They started for the group that needed them the most, and then the next group that needed them the most, and then eventually everybody was rolled in. Well, this is what's happening with this one. So starting this month, seniors aged 87 and above apply. Then in January, it's seniors 77 to 86. In February, 72 to 76. In March, 70 and 71. Then in May, 65 to 69. In June 2024, it is persons with a valid disability tax credit certificate and children under 18 years old. And then starting in 2025, all eligible Canadian residents. Now, for the first and these are for people or families or households that have an adjusted family net income less than $90,000 based on their spouses or common law partners' 2022 tax returns there and their spouses or common law partners tax returns. And it's open, obviously, to people who are resident of Canada in 2022 for tax purposes. So people will be receiving invitation letters for the first round, and then for the first rounds, and then later on there will be a portal open so that people can apply online.
Okay.
Now, why services that are covered, which may give an idea why it is that older people, it's not actually outlandish that we're starting with older people. There are the basic ones, of course, preventative services, including scaling, cleaning, polishing, sealants, and fluoride treatments. There's diagnostic services, including examinations and x-rays, restorative services, including fillings, endodontic services, including root canal treatments, prosthodontic services, including complete and partial removable dentures,
Oh, wow.
removable dentures. So that might be where we're starting with older. Periodontal services, including deep scaling, and oral surgery services, including extractions. So a lot is covered here. Health Canada is collaborating with provinces and territories regarding public oral health services, including the coordination of benefits between the dental plan and provincial and territorial publicly funded programs. Of course, this is for people who don't already have coverage, who don't qualify for coverage in other ways. So if you have it from your employment, for example, or for example, if you're a student and it's covered in your student health insurance, this will not be for you. How much will be
Here's a
covered?
question though.
There will,
So I
yes,
have insurance through my employer.
right.
Well, am I eligible to any type of coverage? Because from what you just described to me, I think that covers more than what I have.
Ooh, my guess would be from first reading, no.
Hmm. But if it gives me
But
more coverage than what I have, isn't that what? And I'm just curious because I'm sure I'm not the only one that this applies to who has something
yeah,
through their employer. But the coverage is, I think I get
my
$1,200
guess,
a year.
yeah, ooh, that's a
No,
lot. My guess would be is that would push unions to negotiate for better dental contracts that would at least match.
okay.
And probably in next negotiations, it would probably help to raise the bar.
I'm not
But yeah,
unionized though.
my guess would be is that if you already have other coverage, that you would not qualify here.
So I'm
Um,
wondering then, and here, I'm like, this is a good topic for discussion. Here's my thought process.
mhm,
So say if I discover that the new federal dental program gives me vastly better coverage and covers more services than the one that I actually pay extra money for on top of every month, would I
mhm.
be able to opt out of my insurance through my employer for dental coverage and sign up to the government one if it's better? I'm wondering if they would allow that.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
question.
and that's why I
I
say
don't know
it's a
that.
topic for discussion, because if I can get
Yeah,
better coverage to the government, why wouldn't I do that?
yeah, and yeah, that would. Hmm, that's good. But then again, the question would be then why would employers offer it?
Well, and what they offer, again, isn't very much, and I pay for
Hmm.
it. It's not
Yep.
free.
No. And that's a good question also that applies to that the Alberta pension plan sort of
Mhm.
initiative. Will Albertans have the option of saying, no, I would like to remain in the Canada pension
Right,
plan. Thank you very
right.
much. So yeah,
Well,
we'll have to see
and this
about
is
that.
why it's a
Yeah,
slow rollout, right? Because to begin with, they have to negotiate with, I'm sure that dentists were not excited about this idea any more than doctors were when we first brought in universal health care. Uh,
right.
and you can listen to CBC radio
Oh yeah.
stories from back when it first came in. People
D-
were not happy about it.
oh yeah. Doctors vehemently opposed
Mhm.
it, and it was supposed to include dental at that
Right.
time, and dentists were like,
Not happening.
no.
Yeah.
Or something. But I think that was more because there wasn't enough dentists actually at the time to actually be able to offer that. Now that's not the case. But yes, doctors were very much against it back in the day.
And
Mhm,
well, and as you say, dentists were as well, who wouldn't allow it. And so
mhm.
another story that I know but we're sticking on topic here.
Yeah, we're sticking on
So,
topic. Now, in terms of how much will be covered,
right.
um, there are co-payments. So it is geared to income. So there's no copayment for families with an adjusted annual family net income of under $70,000. There will be a 40% copayment for adjusted annual family net income between 70 and 80,000, and a 60% copayment between 80 and 90,000. So it is income tested.
Mhm.
Um, let's see what else is there that I can see that's the main stuff I can see in the background or in terms of additional details. I'm not sure if it's full. I'm guessing it is full coverage
Y-
of those
It leads me
services
to
and
think
not just
too.
80% or
It leads me
something.
to think too that if at the time when they first brought in universal health care, if dental had been able to get covered at that time, uh, it would be a lot less complex to put it together then than it is today, because of
Hmm.
all the advancements in dental health care since then. Like, I want to get these fixed, $20,000 or more. It's 20 grand to walk in the door, basically. Well, I that's not happening.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, I don't think that there is. Yeah, I don't think that there's any additional co-payments other than that. There's like I on my personal on my insurance that I have with my private insurance, I think it's 80%. So I still have a 20% copay.
Yeah,
But I don't think that there's anything at all like that if you're under $70,000.
well, that
And it
qualifies.
says here, I just looked it up. Why was dental care excluded from Canadian Medicare back in the day? It says, in summary, dental care was not included because of significant decreases in dental caries and limitations in dental human resources as the country's health legislation was being developed, alongside the presence of a viable alternative option to large-scale treatment services. So that doesn't really say much, actually.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Mm.
nebulous.
Well, it's like this statement here from Linda: the government program doesn't cover dental implants, like private insurance doesn't cover them. And here's the thing: again, I want to get these fixed, but here's the thing: I know no insurance program is going to cover it. They don't. I know it comes out of my pocket no matter what, and I didn't expect that the government would make my teeth look pretty. It's just not going to happen. I know that. What they're trying to do is, if you need a root canal or issues that relate to health. It's not about cosmetic, it's about health.
Right, right. I found this thing on TV Ontario, actually, that might actually give us more insight, called Why Hasn't Medical Care in Canada Included Teeth, written by Karen Black. She goes, readers encountered a concerning headline in the December 30th, 1910 edition of the Globe and Mail. Quote, school children's teeth in a deplorable state. The accompanying article detailed the findings of the Dental Education Committee, which had conducted tests at Toronto Elizabeth Street and Church Street schools. A, quote, very large percentage of students could not make full use of their power of mastication because of decayed or defective teeth. 87% had mouths not considered clean, 42% of students at Elizabeth Street School and 22% at Church Street School were suffering from toothache, and 99% were found to have pus exuding in the mouth, some being swallowed with their food. Since then, the oral health of Canadians has improved dramatically, but experts say the way dental care has developed in this country has created enduring inequities, and they're hoping new legislation will start to bridge the gaps. Roughly a decade after the Dental Education Committee report, advertising of toothbrushes and toothpastes started to boom. In the 1920s and 1930s, readers were often treated to full-page color ads, says Catherine Carstairs, a history professor at the University of Guelph, whose recent book, The Smile Gap, documents the history of oral health in Canada. Quote, advertising stressed the importance of keeping your smile bright for work and for romantic success and made a very compelling case for the importance of brushing your teeth, she said. Quote, new beauty comes with glistening teeth and every woman owes that to herself, proclaimed a full-page ad for Pepsodent in the Toronto Star in 1921. This type of advertising reflected the idea, quote, pervasive in Canadian and North American culture that oral health is an individual responsibility, says Carlos Quinones, Director of Dentistry at Western University's Schoolage School of Medicine and Dentistry, and author of The Politics of Dental Care in Canada. Some collective action was ultimately taken. The introduction of fluoride into municipal water supplies and government-funded education programs exhorting people to brush and to eat right caused the oral health of Canadians to improve dramatically in the 1950s and 60s. Nevertheless, Maclean's magazine sounded the alarm in 1961, stating that 4 out of 5 Canadian schoolchildren lack treatment for open cavities and their general health is suffering. But when Canada's Medical Care Act was passed in 1966, only physician services were covered, even though the 1964 Royal Commission on Health Services report, considered the blueprint for Canada's universal health insurance program, had recommended free dentistry for all children and eventually for all adults. Quinones says that dental care was excluded for a number of reasons. Dental associations lobbied hard against being included. There was the political reality that dentists, just like physicians at the same time, rejected the idea of being conscripted into a national health insurance system, Quinones says. They didn't want governments involved in their business, but dentists, because of a variety of other contributing factors, ended up getting what they wanted while physicians didn't. Policymakers, he had prioritized physician and hospital services and were aware that oral diseases rates were in decline and that there wouldn't be enough dentists to meet the projected demand. But in his view, the fundamental reason dental care is not part of the national insurance plan is that, quote, as a culture, we made the decision that brushing and flossing your teeth and going to the dentist regularly for preventative care was your responsibility and your family's responsibility, and not the state's responsibility. Once the Medical Care Act was in place, medical benefits provided by employers were no longer needed, and unions began demanding dental insurance instead. Employers responded, and today about 60% of Canadians are covered by private dental insurance. Many working families, though, don't qualify for the few public dental programs that the government provides, says Jackie Mound, Policy and Government Relations Lead for the Ontario Oral Health Alliance, an association of dental professionals. Quote, "It's a major concern, particularly for low-income people who are in the workforce but are not eligible for any of the limited public dental programs. And while there are public dental programs for people on social assistance and for other marginalized groups, quote, the vast majority, an overwhelming 94% of all dental expenditures in Canada, are either paid for by patients themselves or through their private insurance or their employer-sponsored insurance, says Quinones. And, quote, that puts Canada near the bottom among OECD countries in terms of public expenditures on dental care. In Ontario, 1 in 5 do not visit a dentist because of cost, Mond adds. As a result, they suffer much higher rates of tooth loss. That has knock-on effects, says Quinones. Quote, we know that you're more likely to be discriminated against if you have broken teeth. We know that kids don't do as well academically if they're constantly dealing with the pain of dental cavities. Some of this is about to change. Almost 75 years after Canada's Medical Care Act provided universal health insurance to cover physician care, the federal government is now set to launch the first phase of a national dental care program in December. The Canada Dental Benefit, which received parliamentary approval on October 27th, and that would be in the year that this article was written, which is, I'll take a look at that, 2022, so last year. So approved on October 27th, 2022, will provide free dental care for uninsured Canadians with an annual family income of less than $90,000, starting with children under 12 in December 2022. Full implementation for all ages is expected by 2025. Mond says there's now hope for millions of Canadians who do not have access to dental care if the new federal dental program is properly designed. Quote, we don't want to have even more of a patchwork with people getting different baskets of services, different kinds of hoops to jump through in order to get access to care, she says. But she's nevertheless optimistic. I would say we're in a watershed moment in Canada. So there you go. And I believe that there was something culturally also at the time that dentists didn't want to be associated with doctors as well. I think that they thought that their profession was a little more
I'll
special.
go there with you on that one. We'll go a little step further. You're familiar with the Royal Ottawa Golf Club?
Yes.
Just across the Champlain Bridge in Aylmer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's actually between Hull and Aylmer, technically. And when they first started that, a friend of mine, a colleague, his grandfather was one of the founding members, and they had rules back then to join, and they were mostly doctors that were forming it, largely doctors. So the rules back then when they formed it were no Irish, no Jews, no Irish, no Jews, and no dentists.
Okay.
And he questioned, and he said his grandfather questioned, why no dentists? And well, the other, but why no dentists? And somebody says, we don't want the filthy dentists in here. And his remark was, they make more money than we do. So why wouldn't we want them? We don't want them. So there's been a divide for centuries. Okay.
Oh my.
Yeah. Strange, right?
Yeah, really. Mr. Grizzly, I think we're already close to time.
We are indeed, sir.
All right, kids, cubs. It was a short one. Apologies for the tech delays, and we don't even have time to bring you anything on housing.
Well, we'll have lots of time tomorrow.
Well, no, actually, tomorrow we have a guest.
Yes, and we have a guest, and then when the guest leaves, we can carry on.
Oh, okay.
I'm working from home tomorrow.
Excellent. Okay, perfect. Yes, do tune in tomorrow because as we announced on our YouTube feed, not our YouTube feed, our Twitter feed, the guest that you've been asking for, Miss Laura Babcock, has agreed. She will be there, and we'll be dishing Doug Ford. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So please join us for that. Kits, thank you for watching the show. We love making this for you. We really do. If you can, please let people know all about us. Tell your peeps and poops because word of mouth is priceless and sharing is caring. And if you would like to make sure that you do not miss an episode, well, you don't have to, thanks to the Ray Girl. You go to our pod page, that's podpage.com/The True North Eager Beaver, lowercase letters. with a hyphen between each one of those words. And that way, you do not have to miss a single episode when it's fresh off the bandwidth. It comes directly to you. And if you like to subscribe to things, then please go to the True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated YouTube page. And there you will be able to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're listening to us on Apple, please give us some stars and some reviews. And if you want to write to us, our email address is truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com. Because democracy is something that you do, go get your shots, write those letters. Please. Very, 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 very important. From the Beaver Lodge, this is your Eager Beaver saying, it could be a tough world out there, so please be kind to and gentle with yourself. Mr. Grizzly, some words of wisdom, please.
I'm going to quote something that John Wayne, who is a very problematic individual, but the one thing he did say in his life that was surprisingly feminist at the time was when Barbara Walters got the position of co-anchor with Hugh Downs on ABC World News Tonight. A lot of people were up in arms because it was the 70s and, you know, the new feminist movement, and a lot of old boys, white boys, could not deal with it. He wrote her a simple letter. He said, "Dear Barbara, don't let the bastards get you down." John Wayne. That was it. That's all he said. Again, problematic individual for sure, but a bit of a feminist in an unsuspecting way. Never would have thought that. So the idea behind that statement is, don't let the bad people mess with your head. And I'm reading some comments on some of our shorts, and I chuckle at all of them and respond, "Thanks for engaging with us and driving our numbers up. Remember to like, share, and subscribe."
All right. Mr. Grizzly, please roll them credits because we need to get you to work on time.
Yes, sir. Where are they? Where are the credits? Oh, there they are.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and The Pepper Master, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Oh, I forgot to mention coffee. Yes, our coffee page, right? coffee-.com/eagerbeaver, lowercase letters, all in one word. If you'd like to make a donation, somebody did yesterday, but I don't have to switch computers, so I kind of lost my screen, but I will thank you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
All right. I will